Hello and welcome back to Mass Effect. So, let's load our career, and you might notice that I have a save called Trebin. Well, that's because this is a take two. The videos that I recorded in the last recording session, unfortunately, did not stick. The video was corrupt, it only showed one frame and I only got the audio for some reason, which is not what I want at all. So I just have to re-record the two videos, unfortunately. Oh well, I like Mass Effect, so that's fine. Also, we have points to invest in. So I want tactical armor for shield boost. Charges a portion of your shields and will start them even while you are under fire. Very nice. For the rest, I want lift as soon as I can get it. So let's put points into throw. Then for Liara, yes, unlock stasis. For Garrus, unlock medium armor. You may now equip medium armor. And sure, one more for shield boost. That restores a bigger portion of shield. And since I got that, hey Garrus, you can now equip medium armor. And we happen to have that. Silverback 2. More of everything. Yeah. Silver is right. Very nice. Alright. More shields. Excellent.
You must welcome civilization after spending such a long time in the Prothean ruins.
No, cities and stations were always my mother's area of comfort. I actually enjoy the solitude of dig sites.
After seeing so many Asari come through the Citadel, I assumed your people preferred large cities. I apologize.
There's certainly a lot of Asari that like large cities. But not every Asari is like that. Yes, so not using rapid transport and going through elevators has a nice side effect of giving talks like that, which you would otherwise not know.
Hey, you're the Shepard kid.
But also things like that. Because things will randomly appear in places, so yeah.
Hey, been a long time, huh?
It's Zabaleta.
I'm sorry. Do we know each other?
Well, I guess you don't remember me. Lieutenant Zabaleta? I worked with your mother. We served on the carrier Einstein. Well, that was 12, 13 years back, though. You were just a kid then.
I guess you're not in the service anymore, huh?
Yeah, retired, yeah. You know how it is. Times are tough for vets. They always are.
The Einstein.
I didn't see her much that tour. The ship was on patrol most of the time.
Hey, call your mom up and ask. She'd remember old Zabaleta. She'd vouch for me. Look, I need a favor. I'm kind of short on money these days. I hate hitting you up for money, but a man's gotta eat, right? So, could you spare something? Maybe 20 credits.
20 isn't enough to get you back on your feet, is it?
No. I'll just get a meal. You know.
A meal, you say? I don't think I believe you.
You're barking up the wrong Shepard. Maybe my mother would help you. I think you'll just blow it on booze.
I'm not a bad guy, kid. I just took my share of lumps. Don't judge me. You ever want to come by and talk, I'll be here. Huh? Can't afford a ticket home, right?
Well, I suppose we should.
So how are you liking your posting at the academy?
It's good. Busy though. I can't believe how many people you get coming in from the wards.
Yeah, it's the busiest station on the Citadel. You'll never get bored.
I guess not, but you could still use a few more men.
That's why we brought you here.
Sure, but there's still way more complaints than the officers can handle.
That's just life near the wards, kid. You'll get used to it.
So, we might as well try and call Shepard's mother to make sure that Zabaleta
You
was...
say we head down to Cora's den after shift.
Sounds good. Some of the others are going for Novio's farewell thing.
Damn, I forgot that was today. Where's he going again?
Novaria. Apparently, they've got a huge demand for corporate security.
Novaria? Isn't that the frozen planet?
Yeah, I wouldn't go, but I guess the pay's pretty good.
Huh.
Yeah. So, while we're not interrupted by people talking, we can go and verify the story. And this only happens if you have the spacer background. Because if your parents are dead, you cannot call them. Alright. And also, well, I suppose...
Now that you have experienced a Spectre's life firsthand, Garrus, do you regret leaving your security position?
Fighting a rogue Spectre with countless lives at stake and no regulations to get in the way? I'd say that beats C-Sec.
I am unsure how the imminent destruction of all organic life beats anything, but your enthusiasm is comforting nonetheless.
Nice. Well, John would definitely agree with Garrus. No regulations. Awesome. But yes, so while we're getting back to the launch pad, I also realized that the transliteration of the Rear Admiral's name was a bit weird, and he's supposed to be Mikhailovich, which makes a lot of sense. That's a very common Belarusian surname. So, yeah, pretty easy. They messed it up horribly though.
In a further development in the Eden Prime investigation, the Council has reportedly revoked the Spectre status of one of its operatives. While the unnamed operative has not yet been apprehended, a Council spokesman confirmed that corrective actions had been taken.
A named operative, you say? I wonder who that would be. This will come up very shortly, by the way. So... well, things might go a bit faster this time, given that I know exactly where I want to go now. But also, yes, there was the thing that I have missed a terminal in Sharila where we just were, which is kind of weird. But I also missed another thing, so that's fine.
Garrus, perhaps it is my own trouble with Benezia that makes me ask, but do you feel comfortable facing a respected Turian Spectre like Saren?
Saren is either a traitor or a madman. Taking him down will restore the good name of Turians everywhere.
With your respect for the Spectres, I thought you might hesitate. I'm glad I was wrong.
Well, he's not really a Spectre as such, and the respect to Spectres for Garrus comes from the fact that, well, no regulations. But not because they can break rules willy-nilly and do bad things. So that makes sense. Alright. So, going back to the ship. Airlocks, airlocks everywhere.
Stand by, shore party. Decontamination in progress.
It's a pretty cool effect, by the way.
Decontamination in progress.
But it's a hidden loading screen, so...
Logged. The commanding officer is aboard. XO Presley stands relieved.
Yes. And, well, first of all, let's verify Zabaleta's version of events.
Computer, give me a real-time connection to the Dreadnought Kilimanjaro. I want to speak to my mother, XO Shepard.
Shepard speak? Oh, hi. I don't have time for a personal call right now. I'm on duty.
I know what that's like. Do you remember a Lieutenant Zabaleta from the Einstein?
Ernesto? Have you heard from him? He was one of the Marines who guarded the CIC. We shared a watch. I lost track of him after there was an incident.
I've seen him here on the Citadel. Looks like he's had some hard times.
I don't doubt it. You remember the Batarian raid on Mindwar in 2170? You were in high school. The Einstein's task group responded to the Mayday. The Batarians were still pulling out when the Marines hit groundside. Zabaleta was one of the first down. He was never quite the same after.
I think that's the Skillian Blitz?
I don't understand. What happened down there?
About every abomination that a sentient being can do to another. To a slaver, a person is just another animal. And humans aren't always liked out here. We heard about corralling, culling. They'd shoot those they couldn't use, implant control devices in the skulls of those they could, without anesthetic.
So, basically Nazis and Chaka all in one. Great. Well, that explains his condition, I suppose.
He has post-traumatic stress because of what he saw?
He tried to keep working, but it rode him. He showed up drunk on duty more and more. We couldn't always cover for him. The Alliance discharged him. Everyone knew he drank because of what he'd seen down there, even if he never talked about it. Especially because he never talked about it.
In fact, now that I think about it, this is really similar to the backstory of Isaac in Unreal 2. Interesting.
For it to have affected him that deeply, he must have been a very sensitive man.
He was. Always in laughter and tears. If you see him, tell him we still worry about him. Tell him to go to the Veterans Affairs office. I have to go. But take care of yourself. You're making us proud. Kilimanjaro out.
Oh? So this specific type of ending conversations seems to run in the family. I have to go. I should go. I'll be going now.
Message coming in.
Oh.
Patching it through.
Commander, Miss Al-Jalani's story on you just aired. She shouldn't have ambushed you like that. But you handled it pretty well.
Nice. So, the Admiral again.
We had differences of opinion, sir. I hope she at least believed my sincerity.
You handled yourself pretty well, Commander. She came across like a raving idiot. There is one other matter, however. The Citadel has been trying to play down Saren going rogue. It makes the Spectres look bad. Your mention of him was politically inconvenient.
I don't know if Al-Jalani really looked like a raving idiot. The thing is, if you don't have the charm or intimidation options, I think you only get really silly answers, and then Al-Jalani can harass you. But since we got everything, it went super well, and doesn't always make sense then, what other people are saying about this. And yes, indeed, mentioning Saren apparently is politically inconvenient. But John doesn't like when he is second... how was the term for that? Second guess, there we go. So, like I care.
I'm sure Saren inconvenienced the people he killed on Eden Prime, too.
I'm on your side, Commander. Remember that. This comes from the Joint Military Command. I won't keep you any longer. Fifth Fleet out.
Yes, that was a very Dalton-esque answer. Awesome. Alright, so we're going right back into Artemis Tau. Macedon. And Shariela, of course.
Message for you, Commander. Just came in over a secure channel.
Shepard, this is Admiral Kahoku. I found out who set that trap for my men. The ones killed by the Thresher War. Damn, I hope you get this message. It was a group called Cerberus. An Alliance Black Ops organization. Top secret, highest level security clearance. They vanished a few months ago. Dropped right off the grid. Nobody knew where they went or what they were up to. They've gone completely rogue, Shepard. They're conducting illegal genetic experiments, trying to create some kind of super soldier. I don't have any proof, but I found the coordinates for one of their research worlds. I'm uploading them with this message. They're completely out of control. Somebody needs to stop them. I've done my part. Now it's up to you. This is probably the last you'll hear from me. Cerberus is after me now. I need to disappear before they find me.
So, second part of Admiral Kahoku's quest. And the first mention of Cerberus, an Alliance Black Ops organization that has gone rogue, apparently. We will be hearing about them a lot. But first things first, we need to do the quest for... for the Asari diplomacy assignment. But first I want to show this. Also, looks like the status of the vehicle is saved at some point. I'm still not sure how that works, really. But if you go to this place... Something doesn't check out. Wait a minute. There we go. You could hear a sound. In this general area you can hear some interesting sound effects that generally... that generally you don't get to hear in other places. And in fact, I think this sound effect was used... Yeah, it was used in Unreal 2. Interesting. There are some planets with events like that. And apparently... Yeah. Apparently these places have something to do with the Rachni. I forget what. And also I realized that Rachni is a shortened version of Arachnid. But they are not quite like the arachnids in Unreal 2. They're much less scary. They're more like praying mantises, I suppose, or crabs. So, they're nothing like the arachnids in Unreal 2, thankfully. We will be meeting them, though. That's a lot of damage that the Mako is taking, but whatever, I don't care. Because I'm just going to go inside, and that will be all that I want to do in this particular area. Thing is, I'm not entirely certain if the terminal was in fact accessible the last time I was here. It would make sense if the terminal was not accessible, in fact, because of what we will learn here, because it's related to the quest, which we were not started just yet. So getting this message would not make any sense before starting the quest. You discover evidence that the Asari leading these slavers and Nasana Dantius, an important ambassador on the Citadel, are sisters. You should return to the Presidium and confront Nasana with this. Also, when we were here, we had problems with someone named Asari Slaver. That probably was the sister of Nasana Dantius, the ambassador who gave us the Asari diplomacy quest to begin with. It looks like she is the one taking hostages, not a hostage. So this is an interesting turn of events. But, of course, we're not yet going back to the Citadel. Instead, let's go to another star system. We have the most quests in Hades Gamma, which also happens to be right next to Artemis Tau. So let's go there. And sure, Antaeus, the first system. A gecko. During the initial survey of the Antaeus system, only a single flyby probe was spared for the small scorched world of a gecko. It revealed a planet unusually rich in heavier elements, given its size. A gecko is a standard terrestrial with a thin atmosphere of krypton and xenon. Its crust is mainly composed of magnesium, with deposits of cobalt and other heavy metals. Due to extremely rough crater terrain, starships are discouraged from landing. Yeah, generally this is quite similar to Mercury. Makes sense for a planet so close to the star. Edmos. Edmos is a standard hydrogen-helium gas giant with traces of methane in its atmosphere. If Trebin's terraforming is successful, it is expected that a helium-3 fuel refining facility for the system will be set up here. Trebin. Gas deposits surveyed. While scanning the planet Edmos, you detected a large concentration of hydrogen. Kind of makes sense for a hydrogen-helium gas giant, eh? But okay. Ploba. Ploba is the second and by far the larger of Antaeus' two gas giants. Active scans by survey ships have returned tantalizing indications of massive, solid structures deep within the atmosphere, too regular in pattern to be anything natural. Some believe Ploba is a Jupiter brain, a planet-sized supercomputer. Adherents of this theory have fruitlessly beamed signals toward the sunken megastructures, hoping to get the machine's attention. Others believe that an ancient spacefaring race disposed of their weapons of war by dumping them into the planet. The last attempt to reach and salvage Plopa's deep anomalies went tragically wrong, and ended with a crew of 12 being trapped and crushed in the gas giant's lower atmosphere. Oh, that's mysterious. Matriarch's writings recovered. He recovered a strange object orbiting Ploba. Chief Engineer Adams and Tali tried to unsuccessfully determine its origin. They did find one of Matriarch's Delenaga's writings stored within. How about Origin Asari? Trebin. Trebin is a modest terrestrial world with an atmosphere composed of nitrogen and argon. Its surface is mainly composed of nickel with deposits of silver. Trebin's environment is relatively mild, but the scarcity of water or similar enabling substances has prevented the development of any biosphere. ExoGeniCorps recently performed a test impact of a single water-ice comet into the surface, the first step of a long-term plan to thicken the atmosphere and introduce water to the environment. A survey team is on the surface, monitoring the geological and meteorological effects of the test impact. Most of the water released is still in the form of atmospheric vapor, but thick cloud banks have formed. There is every indication that this arid world will soon see its first rain. The survey team's progress has been hampered by frequent mechanical or computer failures in their GPS satellites. And fairly decent. It's a long day, but okay atmosphere, okay gravity. A bit cold, but makes sense for something with a thin atmosphere. We can land here, but let's not do that just yet. Instead, Vamel. Vamel is an enormous terrestrial world of mixed rock and ice with an atmosphere of methane and ethane. Its frozen surface is mainly composed of calcium with deposits of iron. Because of noxious surface gases, explorers are warned to use extreme caution. Enormous terrestrial, eh? Rare element surveyed. Scans from orbit have detected a large deposit of uranium. Okay. And Hunidor. Hunidor is a moderately sized ice world with an extremely thin atmosphere composed of krypton and xenon. Its frozen surface is unusually smooth, suggesting widespread repaving by cryovolcanic processes, though no such activity is currently evident. That's very cold. Almost 0 degree Kelvin. Alright. Right, there was nothing to scan, right? Yes. Alright. Well, we're here at Trebin, again. And if we look at the journal, I think this is the quest for missing survey team. Newsvids indicates that a survey team in the Hades Gamma Cluster recently dropped out of contact. Go to the Hades Gamma Cluster and find out what happened to them. Yes, the Anteo system. We are exactly there. But, well, we're running out of time, so let's go and read Codex entries for now. Sure, let's go through the rest of the non-council races. Quarian's Pilgrimage. When Quarians of the Migrant Fleet reach young adulthood, they must leave their birth ship and find a new crew to accept them as permanent residents. To prove themselves, they must recover something of value. This is offered to their prospective captain as proof that they will not be a mere burden on the shoestring resources of the ship. This process is called the pilgrimage. Stripped of ritual, the pilgrimage is merely an attempt to maintain genetic diversity within the small, relatively isolated population bases that make up the migrant fleet. If the young stayed and married within their birth vessel, the risk of inbreeding would increase sharply. Quarians are surgically fitted with their various immunity-boosting implants in preparation for leaving on pilgrimage. Having grown up within the sterile, controlled environments of the migrant fleet ships, Quarians have virtually no natural immune system. Yes, this is a plot point that will come back time and time again. This is the reason why they have suits to begin with. Yeah. What else do we want? Let's go through, yeah, sure, Citadel and Galactic Government. Citadel Station, statistics. Although the Citadel is equipped with Mass Effect generating element 0 cores, most of the gravity on the station is generated by the centrifugal force of rotation. 3.5 minutes per revolution. So, gravity in the wards is 1.02 that of Earth. Rotational gravity in the Presidium, quite a bit lower. Total length, 44.7 kilometers. Diameter is 12.8 kilometers. Ward length, 43.6 kilometers. Ward width, 330 meters. That's not very long, actually. Presidium ring diameter, 7.2 kilometers. Presidium ring width, 553 meters. Really? 500 for the Presidium ring width? So this is longer than this? That's a bit strange. Exterior armor thickness, 30 meters. Population, 13.2 million, not including keepers. Gross weight, 7.11 billion metric tons. I have the Presidium Tower, 1 kilometer and 47 meters. Quite high. And Citadel Station, the wards. The majority of the Citadel's population lives in the wards, the 5 massive arms of the station that house the residential and commercial districts. Many galactic races have established cultural enclaves here. Population density and cost of living are extremely high, akin to Earth cities such as Hong Kong and Singapore. The wards are open-topped, with skyscrapers rising from the superstructure. Towers are sealed against vacuum, as the breathable atmosphere envelope is only maintained to a height of about 7 meters. The atmosphere is contained by the centrifugal force of rotation and a membrane of dense, colorless sulfur hexafluoride gas, held in place by carefully managed Mass Effect fields. The view from the wards is spectacular. In the background, stars, Serpent Nebula, and the nearby blue giant called the Widow move across the sky as the station rotates to stabilize itself. In the foreground, the lights of buildings and vehicles on the opposing ward arms perpetually shine. The Citadel has no real day or night. While the station keeps to standard galactic time for political functions, businesses rarely close, and residents acclimate to sleep and work according to personal need rather than a day-night cycle. Additions and modifications are constantly being constructed, though they must stay within certain specifications that will not compromise the operation of the station. Occasionally, the Keepers will descend on an area of the wards and move or change the architecture without explanation. Residents have learned to live with these inexplicable intrusions. Alright, so that will be all for now. And next time, we'll explore Trevin. So, see you then. Later.